Shalom, 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 Yasharala. Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. We're back live. Salakia for that brief interruption there. Satan's busy this evening, but Ashar Kadash Sharrak to everybody. Introductions again. Saints upholding the commandments. My brother's over here. This is my brother Sham.
Brother Samurai, Saints uphold the commandments. Shalom and happy new moon to the 12 tribes scattered abroad.
Khan.
Shalom, Akim, man. It's your brother Nasi, man, tapping in with the brothers Ron and Anointed House of Saints, man. The water for having us. Ashar, Kodash, Rock, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Shalom.
This is Officer Shemaiah. Shalom, shalom. To all the 12 tribes. Yeah, I think everybody's just not coming in now.
Khan, all praise. If we're clear when you come in, if you don't mind throwing a 7 in the chat, Baba Kasha, throw a 7 in the chat. We're gonna let people get into the room before we start the class. As people come in, Shemaiah, you can go ahead and shout them out. That'll be quick and easy.
Okay.
We can get right into this thing. The title of the lesson today is the new moon names, plain and simple. We're gonna keep it brief for y'all, Sharala, so y'all can enjoy the rest of your evening. I know brothers and sisters after work tomorrow, so we're gonna try and keep this lesson brief and get straight to the point. Khan.
All right, Khan.
All
Shalom,
right,
Valerie. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, world without end. Shalom. Belen Christella, shalom. Sister L, shalom, sis. Daniel Israel, shalom. Barzayah, shalom. Nadia, shalom. Officer Boaz, shalom. Captain Aharon, shalom. Soldier Gary, shalom. Captain Canal, shalom. Captain All You All, shalom. Prospect Araya, shalom.
Yes, Castle.
Officer Knox, shalom.
Khan. We're gonna give it a few more I can say a few more seconds, not a few more minutes, a few more seconds. Let the building build up. Let the Akim and Akwaf come into the building. So we'll give it a few more seconds. You can keep shouting out Shemaiah Salaki.
God. Captain Kanal, Shalom 3 times.
Khan. So let's go ahead and get it started. Yashara, let's go ahead and get this thing cooking real quick. If you can see my screen, so like I didn't know the brother was gonna throw it up there that quick, because we just want to get into the actual Hebrew of the new moon, right? Ashar Kadash Yarak, right? So we're not saying Ashar Kadash Yarak as in happy new moon. We're actually saying Ashar Kadash Yarak as in happy month moon, right? So I got the Strongs pulled up right here. If you can see it on my screen. Kadesh.
Strong's H2320. Chodesh.
Right? So that's the Yiddish. So we say Kadash, which actually means month, right? And then if you can see my screen, I'm getting ready to share the Strongs for Yarak, which would be moon. Give me 1 second while I do that. Let's get that pulled up real quick. Baba Kashar, right? Let's play that.
Strong's H3394. Yareach,
Yareach, which is going to be Yarak in the paleo. So Ashar Kadash Yarak, happy month moon, right? So it's not new moon, but it's month moon. But we say new moon, there's no particular way that we have to say it, but we're acknowledging that it is the new moon. But let's get into these precepts for the new moon. Baba Kashaf, if you want to get whoever got Psalms 81.
I'm already here.
Khan, go and bring that out.
Khan is the book of Psalms, chapter 81, starting at verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, and the time appointed on our solemn feast days.
Khan, go and break that down.
Khan, in the new moon, when our new month starts over, we are to blow the trumpet in order to signify or symbolize that a new month is rolling in for our nation and for each tribe to know that the feast day is upon us.
Khan, all praise. And another thing is, I had a question as sister asked me, where in the law does it say we're required to blow up the trumpets on the new moon? We're going to get that in Numbers 10 and 10. Brother Nasi, you want to go and bring that out, and you can break it down as well.
Come on. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 10 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
It says, also in the day of your gladness and in your solemn days and in the beginning of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpet over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before the Most High Yahweh. I am the Lord your power.
All praise.
So as the brother was alluding to, right, it's a lot of things that when you go into the scriptures, this is a commandment, right? This is a part of the Torah. So this is as to allude to that question that the sister had asked the brother, where in the law does it show that we are supposed to keep the new moons, and how we're supposed to keep them is right here in the book of Numbers chapter 10, right? It's a solemn feast day, right? You're supposed to blow up the trumpet. I yield with that.
All praise, all praise. So that means that this is a commandment to us to blow up these trumpets. And if you have your shofars, y'all can go ahead and let them blast. Baba Kasha, if you have your shofars, if you want to go and let them blast, you got your shofar on you. All right, Khan, brother, want to. All right, it's all good though.
Bring it out,
Con. All praise.
The Most High, man. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahusha. Kwame Yasharala.
Hey, I got Sirach 43.
Okay, Khan, bring that out.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 43. And I'm going to start at verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection. So if anything decrease, it's getting lower, and you talk about the moon. So the darkest, when the moon is darkest, that is perfection. Verse 8, the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. So when he said the new moon is the dark moon, like when the moon is dark at its darkest time. So it increase.
Like a newborn baby does, Khan. Like a newborn baby. It's nothing, and then it becomes something, right? All praise, man. Brother.
Shalom, the K Paradise, and Memoirs of a Princess.
All right, let me get
Shalom, sister. Shalom, Aqua.
Let me get 2 Chronicles 2 and 4.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 2, and verse 4. Verse 4. Behold, I build an house to the name of the Lord my God, to dedicate it to him, and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual showbread, and for the burnt offerings morning and evening, on the Sabbaths, and on the new moons.
So read that last part.
And on the solemn feast of the Lord our God. This is our ordinance forever to Israel.
So these feast days we are to keep forever, right? This, we know physically we don't have a temple to make offerings.
That's right.
But spiritually we're building up the tabernacle of Israel throughout the four corners. And though we're doing that, we have to continue to rehearse the righteous acts, as it says in Judges 5 and 11. So we're doing that. We have to keep these feast days, keep these new moons, because it's an ordinance that's been given to us by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua forever. Right? Let me get Isaiah 66 and 23. This will just go and allude to the forever that is harping on.
66 and 23.
Hey, Shemai, can you grab that, Baba Kasha?
Yeah,
I'm getting it. If you grab it, you can get Ezekiel 46.
Isaiah 66 and 23.
Yeah, Isaiah 66 and 23.
All right, I got it. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord.
So this will be again another. Are you going to introduce?
Yeah, Khan.
Salaki, go ahead.
Brother Tazadak from Sakari.
Shalom.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Khan. Shalom. Hey, can you read that for me one more time, Shemai?
Khan. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord.
Right. So this is in reference to the new kingdom, right? If you read, I think the verse up is referencing the new heaven, right? So this is let me back in on the point that this is not just in this, the enemy's kingdom, is also going to be in the new kingdom, because it's an ordinance that's set in place forever. And I got another precept to let me back on that point. If you can give Ezekiel 46 and 1 about
Khan, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 46 and verse 1 from the top. Right, so thus said the Most High Yahweh, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days, But on the Shabbat, it shall be open. And in the day of the new moon,
And what?
in the day of the new moon,
Go ahead.
it shall be open.
Keep going.
Verse 2. And the prince.
And the what?
And the prince.
This is Hamashiach. This is Yahweh Shai that is referencing the prince. Go ahead.
Shall enter by the way of the porch of the gate without, and shall stand by the post of the gate. And the priest shall prepare his burnt offerings and his peace offerings, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate.
Okay,
Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening. Likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of this gate before the Most High in the Shabbat and in the new moon.
And in the new moon. So even in this kingdom and in the kingdom to come, when Hamashiach is upon us, we still going to be keeping the new moons, right?
That's
With
right.
that I yield. Go ahead, King.
Khan, all praise there's something.
Khan,
Go ahead and grab it out. You got it.
Man. Jeremiah 31 and 35.
Put that work in.
Because what the brother's saying, like he said, this is an
You wanna read it?
ordinance
Yeah, I read. Which one?
forever, right? Jeremiah 31 and 35.
I got you.
Right, it's an ordinance forever, right? We see it in the Torah, right? When we go into the book of Numbers, 10 and 10 that we just brought out, right? And then we also understand too in the book of Judges, chapter 5, that we got to rehearse these righteous acts coming back to our law,
That's right.
commandments, right? Go ahead with that.
Khan, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 35. Thus said Yahweh, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and of the stars for a light by night.
Right, you see that, and so we understand too. We dealing with Jake, right? Jake requires signs.
Right.
So the Lord has given us these signs in the heavens, right, and in the firmament, so that we can look to these things to recognize the seasons and the times, right? Read on with that out.
Which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Adawan of hosts is his name.
Right, keep going on that out.
If the ordinances depart from before me, thus said Yahweh our power, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
Right, and that's just according to his promise, right? If the ordinances, if the things that he set in the firmament, if those things were to cease, right, to be, then these feast days, the obligations, the law requiring us to keep these commandments, we wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
That's
But since they are still in existence, right, and they're still in the heavens, we are commanded by the law, by the Most High, to keep these things.
Right.
You can finish up at 37.
Khan, verse 37. Thus said Yahweh our power, if heaven above can be measured and the foundation of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, said Yahweh.
Come.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Come.
Salaki. Yeah, all praise. Now I want to get in. I just want to go straight into it. Let's get into the new moon names. Let's let this lesson begin. Baba Kashah, throw it in the chat. What month are we in right now? This new moon. What new moon month are we in right now? Go ahead and throw it in the chat. I know those thumbs be slow sometimes if you're typing on your keyboard on your phone. Go and throw it in the chat. Brothers, don't let the sisters beat you, man. Throw it in the chat, Baba Kashah. What month are we in right now? New moon month. James Bowen said December. Brother, no. This is the month of November, and it's not even the new moon month in the Bible. December is not in the Bible. All right. Brother jumping ahead of time.
Yeah, Shalom, Captain Yahuda.
Shalom, Adawan.
Shalom, James Bowman, and also Shalom, Kaliyah, and Princess Abaya. Shalom. Captain
Barak.
Judah, Shalom.
Barzayah said the 7th month, La'ah. What new moon month are we in right now? I don't think nobody has the answer. But that's definitely a good try. Close enough. 8th month, La'ah. We are coming out of the 8th month, but what's the name of it? There we go. James Bowen said Kislev. Brother looked it up. All praise for Google. The month Kislev, which is going to be the month of November through December, is when that falls. Kislev, and in those months, it's like in that new moon month, we have the Feast of Dedication, and that's essentially it. But Kislev came post Babylon. That's the post Babylon name for that new moon month. But we're gonna start from the beginning. Let's go to Abib, and let's start at Exodus 23 and verse 15. Khan. Is that what I want? Khan.
I'm gonna start at 14.
Khan.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year.
Khan.
Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I command thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib.
Khan.
For in it thou comest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
Right. So Abib is around the time of March and April. Salakia, March and April, which is around springtime, right? So things are blooming, things are actually coming afresh during that time. That's green or tender. That's where you get Abib from. Green and tender, a young ear of grain. Let's go ahead and move to the next new moon month. Let's go ahead to Ziph. No, let's go to Salakia. We got to stay within the who knows what other new moon month is from, because there's another name besides Abib, Salakia. So I got to ask that question. What is the other new moon month in the time of March and April? Salakia. Who knows that name? You have Abib and there's another new moon name. Throw it in the chat, Baba Kashah. If you gotta Google it, Google it. Go ahead and grab Nehemiah 2 and 1. And then if you can get Esther 3 and 7, Baba Kashah.
Khan.
Oh, yeah, Brother James. Captain Squad. Khan, all praise. So Nisan, the new moon month name is Nisan. Let's go ahead and get that in Nehemiah 2 and 1, Baba Kashah.
Khan, the book of Nehemiah, chapter 2 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes the king, that wine was before him. Right. And I took up the wine and gave it unto the king. Now I have been before time sad in his presence. Let me keep going.
No, that's it. That's it right there. So that's the meat on that. So that's the month of Nisan, which is their flight, right? It's the time of our captivity with the Persian Salakia, with the Persian captivity Salakia underneath Artaxerxes. Let's get the Esther 3 and 7 Salakia.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 3 and verse 7. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pure. So like they cast pure, that is the lot. Right. So stop right here, right? Who's casting last night through the spirit, right? But you have two accounts right there, Nehemiah and Esther. If you take note right there where it says the 20th year of Artaxerxes, which would be Xerxes, right? Also, when we just read there, Esther, read that again, that date of the King Xerxes. This is Esther 3 and 7. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus. Right. So that's a 10-year time span between Esther and Nehemiah. So take note of that. Right. So this sister and this brother, this prophet was in the same time frame, was in the same captivity together. So you'll see that a lot within the scriptures, that these prophets were in the same captivity together. May not seem that way, right? Because this book is not in chronological order, but through these precepts, we get understanding of the times. That's right, that we're in. But let's go ahead and finish that out, and then we'll move to the next one. Picking back up in Esther 3 and 7. That is the lot before Haman or Haman from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month. That is the month of Adar. The month Adar. So we also have another month, the last month. You see that right there in the book of Esther.
Do you have a precept? I thought you had a precept. Salaki.
No, no, I'm good.
All right. You got anything that you want to bring out Shemaiah Salaki?
La.
Khan. And Salaki, I keep looking at the laptop. I keep forgetting the cameras right here. So Salaki, Israel. Let's go to Ziph, the month Ziph, the second month Ziph. And this is pre-Babylonian. So the go ahead, Salaki.
No,
I thought you were saying something. Pre-Babylonian. So that word means they're covered. Oh, Salaki, I'm looking at Savant. That's prominent, brightness, and flower, right? Prominent, brightness, and flower. April and May. That's during the months of April and May, right? This is also during the time you had to make up Passover during this time as well. Let's go ahead and get that. I want to go to 1 Kings 6 and 1. And then we'll also hit verse 37.
It's the book of First Kings, chapter 6 and 1.
Khan.
And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel would come out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel,
right?
In the month Ziph, which is the second month, that he began to build the house of Yahweh.
Khan.
Jump to 37.
Khan.
In the 4th year was the foundation of the house of Yahweh laid in the month of Ziph.
Right. So we see during this time, right? This is when Solomon was trying to reestablish the temple that his father had built, that his father didn't get to finish building, right? Let's move on to the next month, which is going to be Savan, right? Savan, which is post-Babylonian as well. That means they're Salakia, they're covering. They're covering. Salakia. Go ahead and get that for me, Esther 8:9.
Come on, this is the book of Esther, chapter 8. And verse 9.
This is around the time of Pentecost. This is around the time of Pentecost. With Salakia, the month of Pentecost is around this time in the month of Savan. That's our feast day in the month of Savan. Go ahead.
Come on, this is Esther 8, chapter 8 and verse 9. Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month, that is the month Savan,
Khan.
on the 23rd day thereof. And it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews and to the lieutenants and to the deputies and rulers of the province, which are from India unto Ethiopia, and 127 provinces unto every province according to the writing thereof.
And it's also giving us a geographical location as well, right? Because this is history. This is history as well as geography in these scriptures as well, right? Giving us exact locations of these incidents and these captivities that we went through. So all praise to the Most High for this book, man. Right? This is our history book, right? Let's stop there. Let's go to the 4th month. The 4th month, Salakia. Put in the chat the name of the 4th month. Put it in the chat the name of the 4th month. Who knows the name of the 4th month? Brother James was looking for the scripture for the second month. Brother James was looking for the scripture in the 2nd month. Do we have any brother scribe in the class as well? That's the moon. The moon name is Ziph. You can get that in 1 Kings 6, 1, and then verse 37 as well. Shalom out.
What you need on? You told Shemaiah.
So it's like no. So the 4th month, actually, right? So Salakia, the 4th month.
Hey, Kadar, fix the camera.
Oh, you knocked the brother knocked the camera down.
Malachi, fix the camera.
Fix the camera, Salakia. Yeah, that's good. That's good. The water. The 4th month does not have a name, right? You'll catch that. The 4th and the 5th month, you will not see the name of that new moon month. The 4th and the 5th month. Now in the Hebrew, you have the name. In the Hebrew, the number 4 will be Kadash Arabah, Kadash Arabah. So that would be month 4 or the 4th month, right? According to the Hebrew. the Paleo Hebrew. Now, this is during the Babylonian captivity. This is going to be the month of June and July. It's going to fall in the month of June and July. Now, you will not see any feast days during that time, but you do have a book of Jeremiah 52 and 6 that talks about that month. You got that up?
Come on, grab it. Jeremiah 52 and verse 6.
Con.
And it reads, and in the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land.
That's right. Right. Con.
Then the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled and went forth out of the city by night by way of the gate between the 2 walls, which was by the king's garden. Now the Chaldeans were by the city round about, and they went by the way of the plain.
Con, all praise. Now, who knows what captivity we were in during this time frame? Pretty much already gave it away, but who knows what captivity we were in during this time frame? Go and throw in the chat, Baba Kashah. Who knows what captivity we're in? I'm pretty sure I gave the answer away already, but I want to see if Yasharal is paying attention right now. Who knows that captivity that we were in during that time?
That's all my class. That was people in the chat.
Okay, Sister L got it.
Khan, all praise. Sister L with the quickness. Google. Babylonian captivity. That's right, sis. We were in a Babylonian captivity. Now let's move forward to the 5th month, right? The 5th month. That new month does not have a name as well. But in the Paleo Hebrew, Kadash, which again means a month, right? That would be Chamash, which is going to be month 5 or 5th month. Chamash. Now this is pre-Babylon. This is pre-Babylonian. This will be July through the month of August. This month is going to follow. This new moon will follow during the month July through August. And let's get that in Numbers 33 and 38. You can grab that Shemaiah Baba Kashah. Numbers 33 and 38.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 33 and verse 38. And Aaron, the priest, went up into Mount Hor at the commandment of the Lord and died there. In the 14th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 1st day of the 5th month.
Khan, that 5th month. That's the only time that you will see the new moon or the Chamash, right? That's the only time that you will see that moon month is right there in the book of Numbers 33 and 38, which does not have a name. Now we're moving on to month 6, which will be Elul, right? And this is post-Babylonian captivity. This month is post-Babylonian captivity. This will be during the month of August and September. August and September, right? If you want to go ahead and grab for me Nehemiah 6 and 15, Baba Kashah. Numbers 6 and 15, Baba Kashah.
Nehemiah.
Salakia, Nehemiah 6 and 15. The what?
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 6 and verse 15. And it reads thus. So the wall was finished in the 25th day of the month Elul, in 52 days.
Khan, all praise. So during this time frame, the 4th, 5th, and during Elul, the 6th month, we did not have any feast days. No feast days fall during those new moon months. But all praise to the Most High, we have a high holy day every month, right? Yeah, we have a high holy day every week. All praise to the Most High, right? We get to feast and celebrate with our brethren and our sisters, our Akim and our Akwa. All praise to the Most High for that. Now, Khan, yes,
just a quick precept. Just
Khan, bring that up.
to let me back. Amos 8 and 5, Baba Kashah. Right, Amos 8 and 5, because a lot of Israel don't know that the Shabbat is equivalent to a high holy day,
Mhm.
right? And so we have to make sure that we bring that back as we have been discontinued from our heritage. We got to understand that the Most High has ordained even the Shabbat, right? A holy convocation, if you will, right? Yeah, one of y'all.
No, you want to?
I
You
got
got it.
I got it. Amos 85. You bring it out.
Yeah, you gonna bring it out.
I got a lemon back.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 5.
Salaki, this is brother. This is brother Nakai from Saints Upholding the Commandments, Dallas. All praise, brother.
Amos 8 and verse 5,
Mm-hmm.
saying, when will the new moon be gone,
Right,
Mhm.
that we may sell corn?
right, because this is the gates are shut, right, on the Shabbat,
Right.
right, and they're asking when is this new moon going to be over with?
Right.
Go ahead.
And the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat,
Mm-hmm.
making the ephah small and the shekel great,
Mm-hmm.
and falsifying the balances by deceit,
Keep going.
that we may buy the poor for silver,
Uh-huh.
and the needy for a pair of shoes.
Right, because they can't buy and sell on this day, right? And they equating it to the new moon to a Shabbat, right? So this is just to let you know, let Israel know that this is a holy convocation or a high holy day. Like we were saying, we get one every week, man, through the Spirit. But I yield with that.
Con. One of you brothers, let me give 2 Maccabees chapter 6.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6. When we start from the top.
You could jump to verse 6 and get straight to the point.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, starting at verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days
Mhm.
or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So we know under the rule and the reign of the Greek and the Romans, right? We were
Mhm.
it was unlawful for us to keep our ordinances, to keep our feast days, to keep our Shabbats, as well as our new moons, right? But
Mhm.
like the brother was saying, you know, we have a weekly feast day
That's right.
that is the one of the most highest and sacred day. Jump to verse 11,
Con.
right, to prove that point.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, starting at verse 11.
Uh-huh.
And others that had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly.
So they had to keep the Sabbath day in secretly, regardless what the enemies were pressing on us. It was zealous brews among us that were going to keep the ordinance of the Lord, right? Go ahead, King.
Being discovered to Philip, were all burnt together because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day.
The most sacred day being the Sabbath, right?
Hmm.
Given to us as an ordinance for the Most High to us to keep forever, right?
Right.
I yield on that.
All praise, man. Beautiful precepts, right? Brothers moving in the spirit today, like Captain Haran would say, right? So we have the 7th month, right? The 7th new moon month, which would be Athenum, right? This is going to be pre-Babylonian captivity. That word means permanent, right? Permanent. And this continues for the month of September through October. September through October. I wanted to make sure that I was looking at the right month, Salakia. So that month, we have a few feast days. So we have the Feast of Trumpets, we have the Day of Atonement, and then we have the Feast of Tabernacles, which follows after that. So we can find that in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 2. Whichever one of you brothers can grab that first. It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 2.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, and all the men of Israel assembled themselves unto the king Solomon at the feast in the month of Ethanim,
Mm-hmm.
which is the 7th month.
Athenum, Khan. All
Athenum,
praise.
Khan.
Uh-huh.
And all the elders of Israel came, and the priests took up the ark.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought up the ark of Yahweh and the tabernacle of the congregation, and all the holy vessels that were in the tabernacle, even those did the priests and the Levites bring up.
Khan, all praise. Now, who else can, who knows who can touch the Ark of the Covenant of the Most High? Who can touch that Ark? Throw it in the chat, Baba Kashah. Who else can touch the ark? Give you a few seconds to answer. Who else can touch that ark that they're talking about in 1 Kings 8? Brother James said the Levites. Khan, there we go. Benjamin, the high priest and the king. Now, of course, the Levitical priests are Levites, of course, right?
Right.
But that's not all Levites, right? It's going to be the priest, the high priest, or the kings that are going to be able to touch that the ark of the covenant, right? So, Khan, all praise. Now let's go to the 8th month, which will be Bul. Bul, this pre-Babylonian, right? Pre-Babylonian captivity. It means to yield or reign or produce, right? This is the month of October through November. Bul is going to fall in the month of October through November. There's no feast days that we have, major feast days that we have other than the new moon and the Shabbat. Let's go to 1 Kings 6 and 38 on that one. Baba Kashah. 1 Kings 6 and 38.
I got it.
And
the
so,
book
like, yeah, go ahead and get that from me, Shemai. So I keep looking at the camera. Hey, charge it to my wallet, not my heart.
It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 6, and verse 38.
Khan.
And then in the 11th year, in the month of Bul, which is the 8th month, was the house finished throughout all the parts thereof, and according to all the fashions of it, so was he 7 years in building it.
Khan, all praise. So that's what you will see in 1 Kings 6 and 38. You will see the month Bul, and this is pre-Babylonian captivity, before we went into the Babylonian captivity. All right. Now let's move on to the 9th month, which will be Kislev, right? Which is the month that we are in now, right? This is the new moon month that we are in now, right? And this is post-Babylonian captivity during this time. And this is November through December. Now, of course, what major feast day do we have in the month of Kislev? Throw that in the chat, Baba Kashah Yasharala. What month, Salakia, what major feast do we have during this month, during this new moon? Who knows? Throw it in the chat. Google it if you have to. Google University. La'ah, Prospect Araya La'ah. Passover is not during the month of Kislev. That's this month, So we know Passover is up and coming, right? I think your brother probably came on a little bit late. You probably got a lag going on right now. You probably late responding. Khan, dedication, Brother James, and of course, Officer Benjamin, right? Khan, and sis threw a precept in there. She said Zechariah 1 and 7. She got it. You got it backwards, sis. She got dyscalculia like me, right? As Zechariah 7 and 1 is where you'll see that. But we'll also get that in Nehemiah 1 and 1. Baba Kashai, can you grab it for me?
I got you.
Nehemiah 1 and 1. Of course, Sister L, she just got the numbers backwards.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it reads, the words of Nehemiah, the son of Hakaliah. It came to pass in the month Kislev, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan, the palace. Keep going.
No, that's it. That's it. Right. We're just gonna get straight to the point. Right. So the prophet Nehemiah was around during that time. Of course, again, we said this is post-Babylonian captivity. So I just stated again, post-Babylonian captivity, because who did we go into the captivity with? Who did we fall into the hands of after Babylon? The Persians and the Medes. Right. So let's move forward. Sister L had the precept Zechariah 7 and 1. That's also another precept that we could touch on. But we ain't gonna call it. We'll just go straight to the 10th month, right? The 10th month, which should be kind of easy to remember. Since it's the number 10, it's Tibet. Tibet. So that's post-Babylonian captivity. This is going into the month of December and January. So December and January, you will see, or we will be in the month of Tibet, the new moon month of Tibet, right? Let's go and get that in Esther 2 and 16. Baba Kashah. You can get that for me, Shemaiah. Baba Kashah. Esther 2 and Esther chapter 2 and verse 16.
It's the book of Esther, chapter 2, and verse 16.
Come.
So Esther was taken unto King Azarias into his house, royal in the 10th month, which is the 10th month, Tibet, in the 7th year of his reign.
Come. Right. So again, it's giving you a time frame. It's giving you a time frame of the captivity, right? Or the reign of Artaxerxes, or Xerxes. Tibet in the Hebrew, that is goodness. That name means, that new moon name means goodness, Tibet, right? Let's go to the 11th month. Let's go to the 11th month, Shabbat or Shabbat. Shabbat. And that's post-Babylonian captivity. This is the month of January through February. Shebat, Shabbat. So I see where sister got it flipped, mixed up. She flipped it around. Zechariah 1 and 7 is the precept for Shabbat, right? Zechariah 1 and 7. We have no major feast days other than the new moon and the Shabbat during Shabbat, and also during the month of Tibet as well. But let's go and get that in Zechariah 1 and verse 7, number 7.
You bring it out.
Khan, I can go and bring it out.
Khan, it's the book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Upon the 4th and 20th day of the 11th month,
Mm-hmm.
which is the month Sabbat,
Mm-hmm.
in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, let me keep going.
Khan, no, Salaki, you can stop right there. You can stop right there. We're just gonna get the actual month there. Salakia, if y'all can hear that background noise, Salakia for that background noise. Of course, I have a household full of brews here, so celebrating this new moon month, keeping the feast days with our brethren as we should, right, as we were commanded. Zephaniah 2 and 1. But that is the new moon month of Shabbat, right? Shabbat. Now let's go to the last month, Adar, which is the 12th month, right? This is post-Babylonian captivity. February and March is when this new moon will fall, in between the month of February and March. And we have two feast days, two major feast days outside of Shabbat and the new moon, which will be the Feast of Dedication and the Destruction of Nicanor. Feast of Dedication and the Destruction of Nicanor, or Nicanor, right? Let's get that in Ezra 6 and 15. And if any brothers have any other precepts y'all want to bring out, go and bring it out. Ezra 6 and verse number 15.
It's the book of Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 15.
Oh, it's Sabet, the month Sabet. That means a rod in the Hebrew. Salakia. Go ahead, Salakia.
Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar,
Mm-hmm.
which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king. Continue on.
Khan.
Verse 16. And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity, kept the dedication of this house of the Most High with joy.
Khan, right? That's talking about the How Holy Day right there. So we're going into the How Holy Days right there as well. Brothers had any other precepts they want to bring out on that point? Khan, you got a question on? Khan, all praise. So another thing that we need to touch on, as far as the moon and the moon phases, because there's also a 13th month, which will be the intercalendar moon, because I always mess this up. So intercalendar moon, the 13th month, because the moon actually spins, Salakia, it actually goes around, what is it, 29.5 times, 29.5 times. So it's not even a full 30 days. So we have to add in a enter in Yasharallah, as far as in the being in the world, we have to add in that 13th month in order for us to stay on time with the actual feast days, right? To be in season with these actual feast days. Otherwise, our calendars will be all off, right? Because some camps, they keep feast days, sometimes like a month apart, right? But as long as we're trying to keep those feast days to the best of our abilities, that's the most important thing. But we add that inter-calendar moon month in there in order to stay on point. But let's get that in Leviticus 23 and 10. So we can get some understanding on that.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 10.
Oh, Salaki, and Adar, I always do this, man. Adar is glorious. Adar is glorious in Hebrew. Adar is glorious in the Hebrew, the Water King. Go ahead and bring that out.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 10. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Right? So we have to be in season in order to keep these feast days, right? Because how can we bring a first fruits during the winter time, right? How can we bring a harvest during the fall season, right? We have to do this in season, right? We have to keep these things in season, as the scriptures say. There's a time and a season for everything, right? So we have to keep things in season, and that's go ahead.
No, I'm just
So we doing these things to the best of our ability. So that's all that we're doing. We're not trying to be over righteous, but we're just trying to do these things to the best of our ability, because we are rehearsing the righteous acts. And when we get into the kingdom, we will be performing. So in order to perform, you have to practice, right? And rehearse these things to the best of our ability. So that's why we add that intercalendar moon in there in order to do these things in season, right?
Great point.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, great point.
So with that, I want to yield with that the new moon names lesson. I hope Yasharallah was edified. All praise to the Most High. You brothers want to bring out any precepts?
Nah, you okay?
Brothers want to bring Shema. You have anything, God, you want to bring out?
Yeah.
Bring it out.
Bringing out Daniel.
I told y'all it was going to be short and sweet. I wanted to get straight to the point. I wanted brothers and sisters to go ahead and be able to keep this feast, because I know brothers and sisters have to work in the morning. It's late on the East Coast. It's now 9:00 p.m. our time. You hear the babies crying. Sisters in there ready to eat. Brothers, I know y'all ready to eat, man. All praise to the Most High. So let's go ahead and get that Daniel. No, Daniel.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Amen. And I want to say, go ahead. Brother, want to bring that's our motto right there, man. That Daniel 7 and 18. But go ahead.
We the saints too, man.
Hey, man, the saints with the saints, man.
Man, but I thought you was alluding to that 7 and 25. But this is another thing too. Don't I know it's trying times, man. When you're on Esau's calendar, man, on his curriculum, if you will,
right?
And you trying to keep these things in the ordinances and their seasons, but that's his job, man. That's what Esau is here to do, is to afflict us, right, through the spirit. But you know what I'm saying, we got an advocate in the Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. I will bring that Daniel 7:25 out.
Go ahead. Go. You got it, King. Okay, This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Come on.
and think to change times and laws.
Right.
And they shall be given into his hands until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Right. So you see there, man, right here, how this entity, if you will, it's his job to change the times, man, to kind of conceal the calendar, to push the Gregorian calendar, right, and to hide, you know, these high holy or these holy months, as the brother was bringing out through the lesson, right?
Right.
Half of Israel don't even know what Adar mean or Caslu or
Right.
things of this nature,
Mhm.
right? Or even the origins of the months that we follow, like January or December, or they don't even
Right.
question where the origins of these names or these months come from.
These Greek
Right.
gods.
So us being Israel, we have the Bible to be able to use as a tool to show us these things. I got one more precept.
Go ahead. You got it.
First Chronicles 12 and 32, man. First Chronicles 12 and 32. All right. Shout out to Issachar, right?
Con.
Because in this time period,
All the
right?
times.
Issachar was observing the signs of the heavens, man.
That's right.
Right. You can bring it out.
Con. This is the book of First Chronicles, chapter 12 and 32.
Mhm.
Con. This is the book of First Chronicles, chapter 12 and 32. And the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the
You
times.
see that? So they had
Mhm.
understanding of the times, right? And you look back, and that's
The
that's
word
beautiful
Azteca.
too, right? That's
Yeah,
what I was
right.
going into, right?
Mhm.
Azteca, right? And the Mayans, right? They had the knowledge,
Right.
of these things, and man, so
Mhm.
that's is another thing. Since we have been discontinued, again, we got to start adopting that thing back,
Right.
So you can finish it up on you.
The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren.
You can rest right there.
Con.
Con.
Oh, because it's like Con.
But I yield with that, Israel. You know, to the best of y'all abilities, man. Don't get vexed. Don't get your heart weighed down with the ways of this world. Keep the ordinances to the best of your abilities. Surround yourself around like-minded Akim, right? So
That's
that
right.
you can be held accountable in these last days. But I yield with that.
Con, man, beautiful job, brother. Man, all praise to the Most High God, man. I hope you brothers and sisters were edified today with this lesson. I know it was brief, but I still want to give all praise. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Amashiach Yahweh Shah. We about to get ready to feast, man, and enjoy ourselves. I hope you brothers and sisters do the same. Brothers, come on in the cam, man, real quick. We're gonna say Shalom to Yasharallah. Blow up this trumpet. You want to get your shofar this time? You got it. You just slide on behind. Brother Shemaiah, the water officer Shemaiah, for hopping on, man, last minute. Coming up with your brother out. The brother was down here. He drove down from Tyler, man, to do the work. We linked up with the brothers from Sakari, Dallas, and the brothers in Battle Axes. Shout out to the brothers in Dallas, the brother Battle Axes in Dallas. We met up with those brothers as well. Mighty brothers out here in Dallas doing the work. Come on, living God. Come, let's blow that thing up, man. Yashallah. And with that, we're gonna say Shalom, Yasharallah. Shalom.
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 Wow.